Welcome inside the Co-op Live, and it's a big one. For us to be at the Co-op, you know, it is a big one. This is the launch, the new launch of Frank Warren and DAZN, Queensbury Promotions and DAZN, and it kicks off with a bang as well, the heavyweight. And we always love a heavyweight, Frank Warren, with a special heavyweight as well, Fabio Wardley in the building. Frank, every time you got the tie and the suit on, I know it's a big thing. It's a big announcement, isn't it? We're here.
It is, and I'm with a man. Yeah, we've got a fabulous show here. Yeah. I mean, this is something special. First of all, it's great we're on DAZN. You know, that's where you've got to be now. That's where the big boxing takes place, on DAZN. Fan-friendly. You think all us promoters are on there. All the ones that matter are on there. You want to see your boxing. One subscription.
That's it now,
it's brilliant.
Isn't it?
That's where you are. That's where you should be. And we're launching in big style here with this heavyweight night. It's a great night of heavyweight boxing. You know, we've got Whyte v Joyce, two guys at a crossroad of their career. There's going to be a loser there. And there's going to be a winner, and the winner will go on. These guys at their age can't afford to lose. They're in a Derek Chisora position like we had the other night, and Derek came through. So one of them's going to come through, and then you've got the two cruiserweights coming up.
Love it.
And you know that Lawrence is already up there. He's made a statement. He's showed what he's all about. And Riakporhe, there's no love lost between the two of them. I don't know why they don't like each other, but that adds a bit of spice to the fight. And
look who's there as well. Look who's behind us right there. Another heavyweight on the card.
There he is.
All the heavyweights are here.
It's
all
a
the
heavy
heavyweights
duty
in the
night.
UK.
It's a heavy duty night.
David Adeleye in the building, who will be on that first fight card as well.
It is.
I mean, you've got all the heavyweights.
Well, we're the home of heavyweight boxing.
Yeah.
And the DAZN is the home of heavyweight boxing. And the champion, who's got the 3 belts, if he wants to defend, he's got to defend his title. He's got to defend his title against our guys. So we've got everything. Heavyweight boxing is on DAZN. And as I was saying, with the two cruiserweights that come up, can they follow in the footsteps of David Haye? Can they follow in the footsteps of Usyk? Can they follow in the footsteps of Evander Holyfield? Great fighters.
Great fights.
And we'll see. And you just said David's in there. He's in with TKV. And we got Delicious making his debut.
Yeah, loads. This man to your left as well has had a pretty decent last 18 months. Fabio Wardley joined us as well. Fabio, great to see you. I'd rather see you in the ring, but it's good to see you. Good to see you
This for now.
Just for now. How excited are you, Fabio, with what's going on here? I mean, you must look at this and think there's potentially a few opponents here down the line as well, maybe.
Yeah, look, a few friends, a few old foes, some maybe potential future opponents as well. So, look, this is a fantastic way to, I think, for Queensbury to kick off their partnership with DAZN, because something that definitely attracted me, that will attract the fans, is that Queensbury has become a strong name for the home of the heavyweights. Like, you know where to get. Indeed. You know where to go to get your heavyweight action, and it is here. And I think this is a great way to kick it off, because there's some fantastic names on that card and some fantastic fights as well. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a part of it like this, but it's, as a fan, I get to sit on the side and watch it.
You wait till we announce his fight.
Oh, I've got whispers. I've heard whispers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It's going to be extra special.
Indeed. What's going to be extra special, though, is the fight cards that you've got coming up on DAZN. Take a look at this. This is what we've got coming your way in the next couple of months, and it really is, I mean, something special. When it comes up, I just saw you tease it, guys. Put it back on there, because it is so good. Here it comes. I'm telling you now, it's coming now. There you go. I mean, the one first, obviously, as we mentioned, Dillian White versus Joyce. That kicks things off on DAZN Saturday, April the 5th. So many good fights on that card as well. We just saw David Adeleye.
Yep.
He takes on TKV. 2 cruiserweights going up as well.
Yep.
Lawrence Okolie versus Richard Riakporhe. They're teasing us. Can we have it back? I've not even gone through the full fight card yet. One that really surprised me a lot was Josh Taylor, going up to 147 against Eko Usman.
What a good fight that is. I mean, that is a quality fight. 2 really good quality fighters. And Esso's going up into his backyard, up into Scotland. We're looking forward to that. But boxing news, their top 3 competitive fights of the year, domestic fights of the year, number 2 and number 3 were both Esso Eckerman fights.
Yeah.
He is a real quality operator. It comes to fight. And Josh can have his hands full.
This is the step for Eko in terms of levels, isn't it? I mean, I feel like Eko deserves it. He's been a British level fighter, European level. Now, I mean, I know Josh is moving up in weight class, Fabio, but this is now a world level fight for him.
Yeah, definitely. Look, you know Josh's history, what he's done previously in the past, but this still in of itself as a fight is massive for the pair of them for a variety of reasons. But it's going to be great coming together, as you say, with Esserman. He's been at that kind of British level, and this is, if he can come through and conquer Josh and get through that, what it can mean for him going forward would be something special.
It will be. World level at 147. Some might say he's a bit shallow at the moment, so who knows, the winner of that could go on. All right, let's talk about the main event for April 5th. Dillian White versus Joyce. I almost feel like it's always a must-win for heavyweights, but this is a must-win for either fighter.
You're absolutely right. You've got to look at their age, and they're veterans.
Yeah.
They're two veterans, and the winner will go on, and it'll be very difficult for the loser. And it's got fight written all over it, because, I'm not being disrespectful, their styles have changed. As you get older, you know, you're not as sprightly as you were, so you have to think, and, you know, your mind works in a different way. So you know they're going to be in front of each other.
Oh, they ain't
going to get out of the way. They're going to be in front of each other, and you're going to get a war. That's what it will be. It'll be a war between the two of them.
A couple of years ago, you would have said, if someone said Joyce versus Dillian White, you'd have said, final eliminator for a world title, maybe even a world title. This is why it's so important for both of them to get back onto that sort of winners mentality. Big fights, big wins.
Yeah, of course. Both of them have great kind of upticks in their career. They've got either challenged for a world title or right on the edge of, and fallen off to the left and to the right, however. But this goes to show that there's such that build back in boxing, especially when you're with Frank and Queensberry as well. They know how to bring a fighter back and build someone back in. You see that perfectly with Daniel. That's a great example. So for this fight, for the pair of them, I think they both know what's on the line. They both know what's on stake. It's to make it maybe not sound too grand, but it's basically their careers. It's like, this is it or it's not. So for the pair of them,
especially in big fights,
of course, and the pair of them knowing that going into this fight will only create something big and something special.
Co-main event, I'm guessing it is co-main event, Lawrence Okolie versus Riakporhe. It's a fight that we thought was going to happen for years at cruiserweight. Lawrence now is a fully fledged heavyweight. I just saw him walk past me. He's massive. Riakporhe is building into it. Very interesting and intriguing fight, that one.
There's no love lost. No. I never knew this, but
you didn't know that little skirmish at cinema.
I heard about the cinema. Well, this would be PG rated. I'm telling you, we're going to get a great fight in both places. I'm really sure about that. And they both called for it. This is not anyone ducking anyone. You know, let's get it on. You know, the winner goes on. Not the end of the world for the loser, but the winner will go on and be in big fights. And he's made a statement in the heavyweight division, Lawrence, already.
Yeah.
The fact that you look at the size of them, they're not got to worry about making weight now. Because I think that's a bit of a factor in, certainly with Lawrence, you know, worrying about doing the distance, having to make the weight, could he do it? You know,
it's a different human being.
Well, look at the size of it.
It doesn't make sense. It's not the same person.
How did he ever do it? I don't know how he did it. But it's a great fight. I mean, it's a fabulous fight, and you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Do you feel like that fight would have been different if it was at cruiserweight? I think at heavyweight people were leaning quite confidently to Lawrence. You think at cruiser it might have been a bit different?
Yeah, maybe. I think we'd have maybe looked at it a bit more different. I think, again, we're a bit more edging it to Lawrence in this instance, just because he's got that experience at heavyweight as well.
Yeah,
like you were saying, he's fully filled out, he's set into the weight, whereas Richard may still be finding his feet and trying to figure what, as a heavyweight, especially a cruiserweight going up to heavyweight, you don't just want to stack on loads of weight and go, all right, cool, I'm now 120 kg, 115 walking in the ring, because it's not a great idea. So there is going to be a little bit of fiddling out process for Richard, finding out what weight is good for him, whereas kind of Lawrence has probably done that a bit already, so he's a bit more settled into it. So he's going to feel probably a bit more comfortable going into that fight.
Yeah, that's away from this card. I do want to talk about one of your other cards, Kachkach versus Lee Wood. Me and you spoke a few days ago. I kind of knew it was coming, but when you see the announcement, it kind of makes you have those butterflies in your stomach.
I mean, that has got fight written all over it.
Yeah, that's war. That's a Rocky movie.
Yeah, it is. And Anto has shown what he's all about. You know, he's a guy that sort of got himself together and could have, you know, early part of his career, didn't take it as seriously as he should have done, and he's shown what a quality operator is. And Lee, we know what he's all about. And Anto going into the other guy's backyard, so Kevin sold out. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievable. It's a great undercard. But this main event, again, it's got fight written all over it.
Still can't believe the performance.
Look at it. Done a job.
Yeah, I mean, Riyadh season, we've seen a few shockers. That one there, I mean, it wasn't a shock for you, but I think it was a shock to a lot of casual fans just how good Kachkach was on that night. Lee Wood moving up in weight as well. Yeah. Be intriguing to see what Lee Wood can do.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's they're two lovely fellas. I mean, two lovely guys, and but you know, they're two two unbelievable warriors, and you're going to get... The fans are going to love it. They're going to love this fight.
I think the most important thing here, Fabio, as well, look, we all like the Riyadh season events, right? We go over there, it's spectacular, the whole week's fantastic, but your bread and butter is British boxing, isn't it? And I think these shows, all of these shows in the UK is so important.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's... There's been that underlying sentiment amongst boxing fans. They're a little bit... It's like 6 to 1 and half a dozen the other. Like, we're all so thankful that we're getting them massive fights, but then the boxing fans are... You've got 3 massive cards just been outlaid to you, all here in the UK, or all here for you to see and buy your tickets up and turn up to. And we know what British fans are like when they turn up to shows, even like on that card as well, Lee Wood, you know what he's like when he turns out his supporters in thousands as well. So they're the moments, they're the kind of special occasions that fans want to be a part of, and this man right here is putting them on for us.
Portman Road soon?
All will be revealed.
It's in the running. It's in the running.
Something's going on. I told you guys a few months ago, DAZN is the home of boxing. You didn't believe me. Do you believe me now?
The undisputed global home of boxing is on DAZN, where the greatest fighters in the world and the best promoters in the game come together.
We got a fight tomorrow, man!
For boxing in 2025, that means more.
What does the future look like?
More fights, more knockouts, more shocks, more shake-ups.
The fight itself was just phenomenal.
With big fights every month and over 150 a year, imagine what matchups could happen next. There will be more contenders at all the weights, for all the belts, from rising stars to superstars.
Are you not entertained?
At venues all over the planet, with unbeatable broadcast talent.
Hello, people.
Good to have you with us this evening.
Experts, analysis, champions, legends.
It's that first punch that lands dictates who's going to win.
Nobody brings you closer to the action, anywhere, on any device.
Is that any better than this?
Because if the fight is on, it's on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
You know what, it is exciting, isn't it, when you see that card? Obviously, we weren't able to see it, the graphic, showing what we've got coming up, but when you do see Kachkach versus Wood, you do see Eko Usman, Josh Taylor, you do see what we've got coming up now. It's exciting for British boxing that these big shows are happening.
Yeah, it's great to know that what we've got in store, and if that's how they're starting, how's the middle going to look, and how's the rest of the year going to look? It just sets you up to know you're in for probably a good year of boxing.
Indeed. Look, you're here. I've got to ask you. I've got to put you on the spot, Fabio. It'd be silly of me if I didn't ask you. Any plans sort of laid out for what you're going to do next? Again, coming off that magnificent win against Fraser Clark, especially when you consider how tough the first fight was. You really showed how good you are in the second fight. What are the plans for you?
Look, keep the momentum going is the plan. I want to be in big fights. I want to be on them big events, them big occasions. I want it to be my banner coming up, and Fabio Wardley versus whoever, and everyone to look at my fight with the same kind of emphasis and be like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's something I've always wanted. So yeah, look, I'm in a great position.
How does it work now? Great position. Do they have like a list of 6 or 7 fighters laid out, and you and your team go through them, pros and cons? How does that work?
It's a mix of us putting forward some opponents we'd like and them suggesting other ones, because we're all coming out from different perspectives. Yeah. I'm coming at it from a fighter's perspective of, I think this will match up and be a good fight. As a promoter, Frank's saying, I think these people would be good for a promotional factor, a sell in the fight, and however. And my management team are doing the same as well, and they're saying, well, this one's quite good, this is strategic, this will put you in a good position over here. So we're working very well as a team, as the three of us are all putting our heads together, and we've met in the same place on a couple of opponents as well. So yeah, look, it's just about narrowing down those details now. But like I say, I'm in a fantastic position, also in a fantastic place as well, being with Queensbury, being with Frank. That man there is obviously, he's pretty much running the heavyweight division, so I couldn't be in safer hands if I tried.
He's going to give me a name. I'm not letting him go without giving me a name. But look, we're ready to get this press conference on the way. Let's throw it over to Dev Sani.
Well, hello, welcome wherever you are joining us around the world. Welcome to Manchester for a truly historic press conference. Today we formally launch a groundbreaking new partnership, an alliance between boxing promotional powerhouse Queensbury Promotions and the world's premium sport entertainment platform, DAZN. From April 1st, DAZN will be the new home of Queensbury Promotions, bringing its elite boxing events to fans around the world for the first time. This morning, the first 3 fights of the DAZN Queensbury schedule, the first 3 events were announced, and boxing fans They're enjoying it. So much fanfare online. Just go and look at some of the feedback. An absolutely incredible start to this new era of Queensbury and DAZN. Heavy impact. That's where it all starts. April 5th, with a Co-op Live here in Manchester, will be rocking to that heavyweight beat. Joyce, Dillian White, the juggernaut against the body snatcher, a fight that's been talked about for so long. That will be happening. That will be kicking off the DAZN Queensbury schedule. And there's plenty to sink your teeth into on the undercard. Bad blood. Okolie and Riakporhe have been circling for years, throwing jabs at each other in the media, having little scuffles on red carpets. So much to look forward to on that show, including David Adeleye, Jamie Takiva, and of course, the Queensbury DAZN and professional debut of delicious Orie. With this promotional train, it then makes its way to Nottingham, where we are very much in the hurt game. Anthony Kachkach, the IBO World Super Featherweight Champion, he defends his crown against a man who knows a thing or two about the hurt game. Lethal Lee Wood welcomes Anthony Kachkach to Nottingham, just like he welcomed Mick Conlan to Nottingham in a Belfast-Nottingham rivalry renewed. And then, well, this promotional train, it continues north. We head to Scotland. We head to the land of the brave. And the return of one of the best fighters to ever come from these shores. The return of the undisputed world super lightweight champion, Josh Taylor. He's done it all so far. And now he's stepping up in weight. And lying in weight is Echo the Engine Essuman. And a fantastic dust-up at featherweight as well in the undercard, included Lee McGregor and Nathaniel Collins. So, that's the schedule. That's what we are starting with. There's so much coming up. What a start. Let's bring in Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren. And Frank, I don't know how much of the fanfare, the feedback you've seen online this morning. It's gone down very well. This is an exciting new phase.
It is. It's, first of all, thanks everybody for coming along today. This is a no-brainer for us. Our home is DAZN. We've come here for a reason, because it is the place where all the big fights take place. It's a one-stop shop for the best boxing. You haven't got to have 3 or 4 subscriptions, 1 subscription on DAZN, and you get the best. And the best promoters are on there. That's us, by the way. The best promoters are on there, and they're great fights. And we're kicking this off with 3 brilliant shows. And you want to see the other stuff we got coming up, which we're going to announce. But these are brilliant shows. They're competitive fights. They're real fights. This is what it's all about, delivering the fans the best fights, competitive fights. And you've got them on the 5th of April, 10th of May, and 17th of May. Great, great shows, great fights. And I'm delighted to be here. I'm delighted to be working with these guys. I'm an old geezer. I've done all the TV companies over the years. This is going to be the place where we're going to stay and be. It's just built and built. And I was a big doubter at the start, so I'm not being two-faced. I was a big doubter. But this is such a brilliant channel for the boxing fan, for sport fans, but for the boxing fans, this is the best. This is our platform for all our shows around the world. And it doesn't get any better for that. For the boxers, they go on there, they're involved in quality fights, they can show everyone what they're about around the world. The place to be, DAZN.
Well, let's bring in Michael Ridout from DAZN, EVP at DAZN, who I'm sure echoes a lot of that sentiment, maybe including the best promoter. Michael, let's bring you in here. I mean, what a day.
Yeah, well, look, day one, I'm not going to get into who's the best promoter, but the exciting thing is I know that Frank wants to win that battle. I know our other promoters want to win that battle, and that ultimately will be great for the fans, because the only way you win that battle is by putting on the best fights, driving the best numbers. So I'm excited for that. And look, we're less than 48 hours removed from an amazing fight here at Co-op Live. So today, to announce a whole raft of more heavyweight fights is incredibly exciting. April 5th, as Deb and Frank said, Joyce, Okolie, Dillian White, Riakporhe. 4 of those guys to feature on this first card is incredible. I know that between Joe and Dillian, they're still fighting for that top table in the heavyweight division. I know they're determined to stay there. So that is going to be a British heavyweight slugfest. And for Lawrence to welcome Richard to the heavyweight division, As you mentioned, Dev, we've seen some bad blood in the past. We now get to see it go down in the ring. That is going to be a great fight, and there's a brilliant undercard as well. A lot of Frank's heavyweight prospects. Actually, that's one other who just wants to join and get on the card. There's going to be a brilliant undercard.
He said he's sick.
Is that right? Oh, well. So we're excited for that. And we start as we need to go on. You know, intriguing fights, brilliant matchups, brilliant fighters, and genuine jeopardy. That are all the things that us boxing fans want to see. And this event ticks all those boxes. But that's not all. May, as Frank said, we go to Nottingham, Anthony Kachkach versus Lee Wood, and then the homecoming, Josh Taylor versus Echo Westman. That is not all, though. There is so much more to come. It's all going to be live, it's all going to be on DAZN, and it's going to be available worldwide.
Thank you, Michael. Brilliant stuff. I mean, there's a young man here who's patiently waiting, who will be making his professional debut. We're talking about heavy impact largely today. You can see the posters behind me. Well, on that show, there is a huge heavyweight debut, former Commonwealth Games gold medalist, former European Games gold medalist, Team GB Olympian. Let's head over to Thomas Triber to bring him in.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will be heavy impact. A great night of championship boxing to be held on Saturday, April 5th from Co-op Live in Manchester, England. A reminder, Co-op pre-sale tickets will be available tomorrow, and general sale tickets will be available this Wednesday and can be purchased through Ticketmaster by going to ticketmaster.co.uk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the first ever Queensberry Promotions event live worldwide, exclusively on DAZN. And now let's welcome one of the great fighters on this historic card. He will be making his highly anticipated professional boxing debut in the heavyweight division after a stellar amateur career, becoming a Commonwealth Games gold medalist, a European Games gold medalist, and proudly represented Great Britain at the 2024 Paris Olympics from Wolverhampton, England. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Delicious Orie! And now we hand things back over to your host, Mr. Dev Sani.
Thank you, Thomas. Well, the future is bright. The future is very much Delicious. What an entrance from Delicious Orie. And I'll bring you in here, Delicious, straight away. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of your face around the media since your signing's been announced. I think there's a lot of excitement out there, but I can't imagine anyone's as excited as you. Talk to us.
I'll tell you what, I've been really enjoying it over the past week since the announcement last week. Look, I met Queensbury, went to the office end of last year, and I have to say I was so impressed. I spoke with George Warren, and he set that bar very high. I met the other promoters, I met everybody. I took some time out to myself, but deep down I knew Queensbury were going to take me to another level, and here we are today.
And I know your story, you've been through a lot. There's been a lot of struggle and hardship, but you've shown a lot of resilience. What can we expect from your heavyweight debut on April 5th?
Going to expect fireworks, and you know what it is with me? I just want to be able to tell my story to the masses, and I know Queensbury will help me do that. I want people to know who Delicious Orie is, my story, the struggles that I've been through. It's not been easy. Starting boxing at 18 from nothing, no one really cared. But here I am today, and this is just the beginning. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can go out there to achieve. So I just cannot wait for the whole world to see what Delicious Orie is about.
What sort of style have you got? What can you tell us?
The past 8 years, I've been boxing amateur, boxing to be the best amateur, boxing in the Olympics. So you're going to get a very technically sound boxer, fast, I make sure I look after myself in terms of my weight. I live a good life outside the boxing ring. I'm an athlete, so you're going to see a very professional boxer, somebody who is very technically sound, but at the same time, I'm now working with Grant Smith in Sheffield to bring out that dog in me and make myself a real brutal professional heavyweight, because I know in the professional boxing world, people want to see heavyweights knock each other out, so I know I'm more than capable of doing that. I'm just going to adjust and tweak some things, and we'll get there.
Well, let's bring in your beaming promoter, Frank Warren here, who hasn't stopped smiling throughout all of this. I mean, you got your man here, Frank.
Look, we're delighted Delicious is on board. You know, he's done everything that's been asked of him. The Olympics was a very, very close call for him, and that. But look, he's made the right decision. He's a pro. He's come to us. He's working with us. We're very strong, as everybody knows, in the heavyweight division, and he'll have a platform that he can go and show the world what he's all about. At the end of the day, we'll make the opportunities there. It's up for him to take them up and show what he's all about. And he believes in himself. We believe in him. Like we believe in all of our fighters who sign with us. They sign with us, and we sign them for a reason. And he will get the opportunities. He'll be brought along correctly, promoted correctly, the right fights at the right time, and then the world is his lobster.
Let's get a word from you, Michael, as well. I mean, a marquee signing here for Queensbury. What a way to kick off the new era.
Absolutely. You know, one of the big selling points to us about Queensbury was the fact they are the home of the heavyweights, and we know in the UK how much that drives an audience. And Delicious, just another brilliant signing to add to that heavyweight stable. So very, very excited to see his debut live on April 5th.
Delicious, final word to yourself. What are you going to tell the people?
It's going to be a very delicious journey. Enjoy it. It's going to be fun. I'm going to make sure I enjoy it as much as I can, and come along for the ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Delicious Orie. Back to Ade in the studio.
He's exciting, isn't he? He's exciting. He talks. He's got the look. He's the size of modern-day heavyweights. What is he, 6'5", 6'6"? Do you know too much about him?
I don't know loads, but look, he looks like he's got the X factor. Yeah. Obviously, he looks the part. He's got a name to go for it as well. I wouldn't mind that. That's a nickname in and of itself. He's got himself sorted there. That's a few Instagram captions and everything all done, ticked off. So, look, he's got all those bits going for him, and look, coming off, which he would admit to himself would have been a disappointing Olympics. Yeah. Obviously, I think at least we all know of how much his capabilities have, how much he can reach. So look, it wasn't the greatest Olympics for him, but that doesn't matter. That's not going to put a ceiling or a cap on him at all. He's ready to kind of shed that amateur skin, as it were, and jump into the pros, and I'm excited to see what he's got going.
It's a big difference, though, isn't it? I mean, you've spoken about this a few times. There's a big difference between amateur and pros. Obviously, you came through a completely different route. So there are more than one way to skin a cat, and here comes the big man now. Delicious Orie. How you doing, man? How you doing, Delicious?
How you doing? Okay.
Come in the middle.
Good to see you, man.
Main
nice
man
to see
in the
you
middle
too as well. I'm always interested to size up heavyweights when they. It's a big boy, isn't he?
Hang on.
Has he got platforms on?
What's going on?
It's a big boy. How exciting is it to kick off your heavyweight run here, Delicious?
Man, you know what? It feels weird because I watch press conferences all the time. You know, like even Fabio, Fraser, all of them, and now I'm the one who's speaking next to Frank Warren. It feels really strange. It feels like I'm dreaming a little bit.
Talk to me about this wrestling thing that you wanted to go down. I mean, no, because there seemed to be a genuine, I think, concern from fight fans that could be the route you go down for the next few years.
We were worried for a second. We were like, hang on, no.
We're losing one.
We're losing him. Get him back.
No, you know, no, there was no way I could have, not said no to the invitation. I was invited to come down to the Performance Center in Florida, where, all the wrestlers are sort of built, the characters are built, they could choose whether to be the bad guys, good guys, and over time, basically called over to the SmackDown or Raw sort of main roster and basically become a WWE superstar. So the contract was there, it was all there, but it took some time for me to come back home and think, look, what is it do I want out of my life? And I genuinely do believe boxing, professional boxing, is going to fulfill me, whatever it is I go out there to achieve. And that was a decision I made, and this is why we're here today.
Why Frank? There would have been other promoters sniffing around. I know Eddie's probably watching this now saying, 1 second, I gave you a phone call as well. Why Frank?
Do you know, I spoke with Frank, spoke with the team, and I was very, very impressed with what they had to offer me. Their track record just proves it. Look how many heavyweights they've signed. They've got something special.
Yeah.
They know how to build a fighter. You can't rush greatness. I know people are going to rush me from my pedigree, what I've achieved, etc., all these things. But that was due to steady, a level increase. And I need to do the same thing as a professional boxer. And Queensbury could do exactly the same thing.
Very quickly, Fabio, if you were going to give words of advice to him,
I was actually going to ask.
Yeah, in terms of his next steps, what does he do? Like, Fabio, I ain't giving you anything.
I'm giving him a secret sauce. Look at him. He's been coming for me in a couple of years. I've got no interest. I tell you what, retire now. That's a good idea. Nah, look, I think he knows in himself. The talk around him has been that what lays out here for him in the professional game, he can have his way with it. So I think the question would have been in the beginning, is this what you want to do? He's made that decision for himself, because playing with them between wrestling and boxing's not a game to have one foot in and going, oh, maybe I should have done wrestling instead, however. He'll know that, but he's already answered that for himself. So I think it's just believe in yourself and back yourself. I think that's how I've managed my career, is just take them chances, back yourself, go for it, bet on yourself. And I think, look, you're in the right hands, being with Frank, being with the heavyweight. So all the opportunities, all the shows, all the lights, camera, action will all be there for you. You just put the hard work in the gym and do it on the night. All right, they're in my ear, telling me we need to throw to the press conference, so let's get the show on the road. Delicious, can't wait to see your journey. Fabio, thank you very much. Let's throw it down to your MC, Mr. Thomas Triber.
Let's now welcome some of the great fighters on this April 5th card. Our first two competing in the heavyweight division from Tottenham, London, England. His professional record, 8 wins, just 1 defeat. 5 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current IBO International Champion. Let's welcome Jamie TKV Shakiva. And now let's welcome from London, England, his professional record, 13 wins, just 1 defeat. 12 of his 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBO European champion and current English champion, Big D, David Adeleye.
I am one of a kind. Yeah. It's now or never. Time's up. Let's lose. Yo, I stop pants, coke, get bricks on the muscle, gorillas on they. Welcome to the jungle, fiends get served in the hallway. Welcome to the hustle. Anything before a hit of that class. When I'm out of town, nothing less than a half brick. 160 on the dash, nothing less than a fast whip. I floss when it's sunny, got money for a rainy day, and a dope spot a few blocks from where the Yankees play. Man, I'm heavy in that BX borough, and we ain't got a front for nobody, we just thorough. And I'm sitting on the arson, rockets in the missiles, took my bands and got my strip popping with. When I'm in your neighborhood, you gotta go high. Deliver bullets to your door like a domino pie. Say hello to my little friend like Scarface. I pull like right up in the car. Can't stand the best out. L.L. he fresh out. Jones the cookie smacker. He bringing them texts out. Sporty style, 40 cal. He bringing Corvettes out. That's on the beat. I'm on break this tab. Show what fresh out. You know you shaving it grams. 40K on the hand.
Our next two fighters competing in a 12-round contest. It will be for the WBC Silver Heavyweight Championship. We will first welcome the challenger from Walworth, London, England. His professional record, 17 wins, just 1 defeat. 13 of those 17 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former British champion and former world title challenger, Richard Riakporhe. And now let's welcome from Hackney, London, England. His professional record, 21 wins, just one defeat. 16 of his 21 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a former two-weight world champion and 2016 Olympian and the defending WBC silver heavyweight champion, Lawrence "The Sauce" Okolie.
Trying to see Compton. The industry can hate me. From Arlington, mama. How many options you really got? I mean, there's too many options. I'm finna pass on this body. I'm John Stockton. Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show it. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up to score with him. Walking down whole time, I know he got some on him. Pull on him, extort, bully the flow on him. Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. To any that talk to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. They tell me Chubb's the only one that get your hand-me-downs. And party at the party playing with his nose now. And Baca got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified pedophiles. Wop, 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 that mug. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. Why you trolling like a ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. They not like us. 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 You think the pay gon' let you disrespect Pop? I think that open show will be your last stop.
Our next two fighters competing in the heavyweight division. First from Putney, London, England. His professional record, 16 wins, 3 defeats. 15 of those 16 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a 2016 Olympic silver medalist and former WBO interim world champion, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. And now let's welcome from Brixton, London, England, his professional record, 31 wins, 3 defeats, 21 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC interim world champion, known as the Body Snatcher, Dillian White.
An interesting match, this one, between two fighters that I think are desperate. Two fighters that are desperate to stay on in what is now the glamour, the money division in boxing between these two. Dillian White versus Joyce. A fight that was rumoured to happen, 3-4 years ago, finally happens now. And as I said, I think it's a fight where winners stay on, losers maybe leave town. Honestly, it's that big for both. An intriguing matchup between two guys where, if you said a couple of years ago, this would have been an interim world title fight, maybe even a world title fight. I think a lot of people would have said yes. So they need to get their careers back on track, and they get it back on track by winning. Really good main event coming your way, April the 5th from the Carb Live Arena. Should be fantastic main event, this one.
Shit, it's sold up.
Okay, well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I hope we've got this stage reinforced because there's a lot of heavyweights up here. A bit of history, a bit of bad blood between. I can see a number of fighters here who have had plenty to say to each other over the years. Let's talk first to Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren, just to bring you in here immediately. A brilliant heavyweight fight night, heavy impact, and for a reason.
Heavyweight heaven. I mean, these are real good quality matches, 50-50 fights. I mean, these guys, they know what's on the line. They know how important these fights are for them and where it takes them in the heavyweight division. Everybody's looking for a shot at the title, and this gives them the opportunity to get there. Great fights. We're going to get entertained in a big way, in a big, big way. Heavyweight boxing, DAZN, it's the place to be. And these guys are going to kick it off in a big way.
Let's kick off by speaking to Jamie TKV. Jamie, this is a brilliant fight. It feels like to me a step up in opposition for you on the grandest stage so far in your career against the toughest opponent so far. What are you thinking?
Look, I'm excited to be here, man. I'm excited to be here. You know, I always take tough fights, tough opponents. You know, you can look at my record, so this is just another day in the office.
How does he shape up to you then, David Adeleye? I saw you had quite an intense face-off, actually, and then a little bit of gesturing in front of each other.
It is what it is. It's the fight business. We've got to give everyone a show as well. You know, we've got to put whatever we have aside and just put on a show on April the 5th.
Well, let's bring in Big D, David Adeleye. David, coming off a brilliant win against Soldakers, got him out of there in the first round, and now here you are against Jamie TKV. Talk to me about this fight.
What do you want to know?
How do you plan on getting the job done on April 5th? Give us a start with that.
Like I always do, you know, knockouts, you know. Like he said, you got to put whatever we got before that aside. On April 5th, we got to go out there and do what we do. I'm an aggressive man. I'm naturally aggressive. I'm strong. You know, I'm smart, so I just got to go out there and do what I usually do, and that's go home with a dub.
What makes this the right fight for you, then?
I didn't say that. I mean, listen, any fight's the right fight for me. I got certain places I need to go to, and there's people in my way, and there's doors I got to kick down, and so be it. So this is just another door I'm kicking down.
How does he shape up to you?
He's good. He's a good fighter. Like, we've done plenty of rounds before. He's fought from the amateurs all the way into the pros. You know, yeah, I believe in myself and I back myself.
Well, Jamie, listen, he's an aggressive guy. The last couple of opponents that you've had, I think they've tried to hold on to you and spoil a little bit. He won't.
You know what? We never know until we get in there. You never know. You might not like the pressure. I might hold on too. But, you know, we just got to wait and see. But I'm definitely going to bring the pressure. I'm as aggressive as Adeleye, probably more sometimes. But we'll see when we get in there. We'll see.
What are your strengths in this fight, then?
Well, listen, there's a lot that people ain't seen. There's a lot that people ain't seen of me. And I'm looking to show that on April the 5th. And I know what Adeleye brings. I know he's a good fighter. I know he's got power. I know he's got speed. You know, I've done multiple rounds with him. You know, so I'm just going to be the best TKV there is on April the 5th.
What does the best TKV do against David Adeleye?
Let's see. The pressure. The pressure might get to him. Might pressure his lungs a little bit. See how he overcomes that.
Anything to say, David?
April the 5th. You guys will see it. I mean, when you got that sort of pressure, you're going to walk into something. So, and like I said, I know I whack with these hands, so 10-ounce gloves is going to be nasty.
Hey, listen. You got to knock me out, man. I ain't going out like that. And I know I'm not getting knocked out.
Come on, Jamie, man. I like you, bro, but obviously I'm going to have to knock you out April the 5th, man.
Hey, bro, I might have to knock you out.
We'll see.
Huh?
We'll see.
I like you, but, you know, it is what it is. It's the game. It's the fight business, man. I might have to put my paws on you, man.
Yeah, please do, man, because you know what I'm like as well. I know you've done your resume check on me.
Huh?
I know you've done your resume check, so you know what I'm like.
Hey, listen, you don't need to do a resume check on me. You know what I'm about.
All right, well, April the 5th.
April the 5th, that's it.
April the 5th, that's it. Both of your mics are live, by the way. You've got plenty of heavyweights up here who maybe you'll be in the ring with one day. So if you ever feel like interjecting, you both are welcome to do so. David Adeleye, Big D, against Jamie TKV, April 5th, heavy impact. Let's move down the table and let's move to a fascinating fight that's been brewing for a little while. The last time I actually saw these two guys around each other, it was on a red carpet and they had to be separated. They had a bit of a scuffle. Richard Riakporhe and Okolie now finally meet. That bad blood is going to spill over on April the 5th. And Richard, I want to start with you. I just want to know what happened that night on the red carpet, to be honest. What can you tell us?
It was simple. He came in my space. I didn't like it. And then I just saw red. I was just trying to get him out of there. But then I realised this is not a ring. Let me control myself. I had some advice from people around me. They told me, look, just calm down, calm down. Spencer Fearon was there. And then we just both went our separate ways. I looked on the internet, went completely viral. I was getting messages from my mom. My dad asked me what happened. And yeah, I kind of regretted the whole thing. I was getting told off. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Why did you see red?
You know what, I'm a calm guy, but at the same time, I've got a temper, you know, and once that goes, it takes a lot to get there, but when that goes, I turn into a different individual. So I just don't like people that disrespect me, you know, that's all.
Let's bring in Lawrence Okolie. Let's get your kind of version of events. I know it was a little while ago now, but I'm keen to know, how did you disrespect Richard Riakporhe that night?
I didn't actually disrespect him as a part. I went over to him and I said, Madonna's old now. And then it set off instantly. So that was all. And then the rest was on camera. That's it.
Richard, I saw an interview that you did after that, and you talked about how when you're around him, you have to kind of count back from 10 just to sort of compose yourself a little bit, because you have been around each other a little bit since. Have you had to do any of that today? You've done a couple of face-offs?
Not really, not really. I'm really calm and chilled. I'm just enjoying the vibes. It's a brilliant event that's going to happen. Catching up with my guys, Dillian, Michael, you know, DKV, everybody here. So I'm on a different vibe today, but it's going to all change. You know, usually I can see in my eyes, you know, I'm not here to play around. There's a big opportunity for me to change my life, so I'm going to grab it with both hands.
Lawrence, you've had a couple of face-offs with Richard. He says you can see it in his eyes that he's here to change everything for himself. What have you seen in his eyes, and how does he shape up to you being so close to him today?
I think it's one thing. I don't really take eye contact and that stuff seriously. He does look very nervous in and around me. That's what it feels like. But ultimately, that's not what's going to matter on the day when we're fighting. It's not about eye contact. It's about throwing punches.
You nervous, Richard?
Just a little bit. I'm scared of a big hug. It might suffocate me. That's what I'm scared of. A little nervous about.
Like I said, I'm going to deal with you. I'm going to deal with you in good fashion. And then you can go back to kissing Madonna or doing whatever you do in your modelling career. And we'll leave it at that.
Okay, we're going to see about that.
Question for both of you, really, and whoever wants to jump in and take it can. I've been, you know, this has been like 6 years building up. I've seen interviews with Richard. You've been talking about how he's hiding from you. Lawrence, I've heard you do interviews where you talk about how Richard Riakporhe doesn't want to fight you. You're both here now, but I just want to know what's taken so long. Why hasn't this fight happened so far?
I think I've been on a level above him for a long time. From the amateurs, Olympics, pro, I was world champion, British Commonwealth within 2. Like, I've been on a rampage, and for me, I'm always steaming forwards. And now we're here. Do you know what I mean? So let's just get it done.
So it's supposed to happen because it's with Queensbury.
Yeah, exactly.
And DAZN. We've made the fight happen.
No, that's
great
it.
Fight.
To be fair, like, and you know, I have to give credit to Queensbury and everything you're doing, because I've tried to make this fight with other promoters and it hasn't come off. Where you guys, as soon as I said the name, you guys wouldn't have got it done within a week or whatever. So, hats off to you guys.
Thank you.
From your side, Richard, why was it taking so long?
Yeah, I feel it was supposed to happen. I think when I fought Chris Smith, I signed a contract to fight Lawrence Okolie straight after. Obviously, it was based on me getting a W, didn't get a W, so it changed the course of things. It's going to happen many times before as well, but different stages of our careers, and it's just great because finally it's going to happen and we can settle the score once and for all.
It's a heavyweight fight. It's a heavyweight Richard Riakporhe, which we've not seen before. What does that mean for the fans, and what does that mean for Lawrence Okolie on April the 5th?
Bigger punches, heavier weights, you know, big bombs. You know, this is what people love to see. Knockouts. You know, anytime I land, it's problems. You know, I've been doing this for a minute now, sparring different heavyweights, and I understand exactly what I'm capable of. So, 10 hours, gosh, it's gonna be painful.
a new heavyweight, Richard Riakporhe. He says it's going to be painful on April the 5th. What are you expecting?
I expect to just break him, to be fair. I think, you know, that's it. I'm just going to break him.
Do you feel like you're just a level above, Lawrence? You're a two-weight world champion. Do you feel you're a level above Richard Riakporhe?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm the best on this table, let alone Richard Riakporhe, so it is what it is.
No one wants to come in and say they're better than Lawrence Okolie on this.
Wait. Hold on. I didn't hear. I don't know if I heard that until Dave said that. So. Wait. If he says he's the best in the stable, he's meant to believe in himself. But I think he thinks he's the best. So. But yeah, Dave, you do a good job of winding up, though, man.
Lawrence, what's your message to Richard Riakporhe?
I ain't got no message. You know, just we're fighting, and I'm coming to squash him, and that's what we're gonna do.
Over to you, Richard. Tell Lawrence.
My reply is, how are you going to squash me? What type of squashing?
Right hand, left hands.
Oh, I thought it was a two-handed combination there.
It's going to be left hand, right hand, and then you get the ground.
Nice bear hug. That type of squashing.
What was that?
I said...
Right hand, left hand, knockout. Right hand, left hand, knockout.
Okay, we're going to see about that.
100%.
I hope you can take some shots.
I don't think I'm even going to need to. I'll be honest with you. I think you're going to find out the level difference between you and me, and it's going to be apparent. Like, from round one to whenever I get the stoppage, you're going to see, like, it's one thing to visualize and dream, yeah, I'm going to land this magic shot. It's like, it's another thing to execute when someone's switched on, razor sharp, experienced, and
nobody cares,
hard.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares, and we're going to see it on a night. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel the smoke. I'm telling you.
All right.
Something that Richard Riakporhe said there is actually something that's been levelled at you for a little while. Your last opponent said it as well. He talked about he's expecting a bear hug from you. What do you think when you're getting comments like this from opponents?
Nothing. They just find out on the day. Do you know what I mean? They find out on the day. Like, same with the last guy. As soon as I'm now eating, I'm a heavyweight, I'm putting on the weight that I want to put on, I'm feeling explosive. And when I hit people as a cruiserweight, it's been a problem. And that's me, a shell of myself, losing 20 kilos. Now I'm a heavyweight. A lot of guys are going to find out.
OK, both your mics are live. Plenty to talk about at this top table today. Let's move on to the main event on April 5th. Joe Joyce, Dillian White, Joe Joyce. The body snatcher against the juggernaut. And Joe Joyce, I'm going to start with you. You were ringside over the weekend for Derek Chisora's fight number 49. I watched a few interviews with you. And you said, yeah, he's great. But all the time you kept bringing conversation back to yourself because it just feels like you're so itching to get back in there. Tell us how you are, how excited you are about this one.
I'm very excited. It's going to be a big show of heavyweight boxing, and I'll have a fight beforehand to get ready March the 1st, and I'll be coming steaming ahead in for this fight, and I'm really excited and up for the challenge.
It was actually around 10 months ago when you boxed Cash Ali. Box Nation did a quick interview with you, and they mentioned Dillian White, a potential fight. And you made it pretty clear. You said, yeah, I'll knock him out. Now that we're here today, and now that this fight's scheduled, do you have the same kind of level of confidence? You've seen Dillian, he's just here, going to knock him out?
Yeah, that's the best way to win a fight.
It is a great way to win a fight. Let's bring in Dillian White, the body snatcher. This is big. The heavyweight division, I said to you earlier, it's been missing that white noise. Well, here you are, and this is a fight that's been talked about for a little while. What are your thoughts on Joe Joyce in this fight?
First, I want to say thanks to everyone for coming out. Thanks to Frank for obviously getting this done. Thanks to DAZN as well for having us on. It's a big event. Lots of big guys up here. There's going to be a lot of knockouts. And the 5th of April, Joe Joyce says he's going to knock me out. We'll see. Listen. Only thing George is very good at putting people to sleep, but not by knocking them out, because he's so fucking boring. He's the only man I know that can put coffee to sleep. Boring as fuck. Great fighter, but he's a boring guy. So boring.
Oh, that's cool. You're bringing the jokes.
What?
You're bringing the jokes, yeah?
Say that again?
Comedian.
Say that again? Yeah, there you go.
Anything to add?
You're talking, bro. Carry on. As long as you can keep speaking for. Go on. Say something, bro.
Huh?
Say something.
You say something. I thought you was,
bro. I'm giving you the stage
wrap
to
up what
speak,
you're
bro.
saying, all the, you know,
I'll give you the
the
stage
waff
to
that
speak.
You're chatting about.
Give me the
Anyway,
stage
we're
to
gonna
speak,
have a big fight, and I'm gonna punch you in the face. You're gonna try and punch me in the face, but I'm gonna win at the end of the day.
That statement sounds so convincing and so eloquent.
Yeah, I'm confident in my abilities.
I never say you wasn't, bro. Why you defending yourself and telling me that? I don't care if you're confident or not. Listen, I always come to fight, you know. I never say I was the best fighter in the world, but I come to fight. I come to fight. I don't come to fuck around, and that's it. I come to fight.
I'm coming to fight too.
Nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. I've always come to fight. Everyone I fought, I've hurt them, I knocked them down. Even the guys I lost, I've hurt them. So it's nothing new. Nothing's gonna change.
Joyce put up an Instagram post a little while ago. It was like a nice little promo video talking about how he's coming back. Dillian, you were there in the comments. I've seen it as a top comment, and you said, bro, you got to start moving your head or keep your hands up, just some friendly advice. Was that friendly advice or a bit of a dig?
It was friendly advice because his main defense is to keep getting hit until he get tired and then he trains. That's his main defense.
I mean, it works.
No, bro, it doesn't
Sometimes.
work, bro. It doesn't work. That's why
Sometimes.
they ask the question is like a 15-second silence before you answer. It's not working. Clearly it's not working. That's why you just blank out. You're like, yeah. It's not working, bro. It's all good now, but 10 years from now, Jesus Christ. You're going to go to your house, the sat doesn't say you're home, and you're like, I don't live here.
Maybe, but I've always been like that. Like, you know, it's from school days or wherever. So I'm used to it.
He used to go home. He used to go into the wrong house on school days.
It's good with the sat nav. It makes it easier. You don't have to, like, you know, get out the A to Z and all that.
The A2 what? Bro, you're not that old, bro. No one A2.
Oh yeah, I forgot my you. Like, what?
A2, bro. Anyway, listen. Joe's a nice guy. You can't hate Joe. I ain't got nothing personal with him, but it's fight. We're here to fight, and that's it, you know.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good fight, man, and you bring a lot to the table, man.
It's going off. It's going to be going off.
Everyone
knows.
Everyone
I've been waiting for my opportunity, you know. Obviously, the last 2 years have been rough, and it's here, and I'm ready to take it with both hands.
Let's go.
So I mean, he had a 10-second delay before he answered.
It's buffering.
The computer's loading, buffering.
Dillian, you've been ringside for a number of Joyce's fights. I've seen you ringside for the DAZN fights as well. Have you been watching these fights thinking, if I land like that, it would be over?
Yeah, you know what's funny is, last time I wore this jacket was to watch him in the DAZN fight. I still got the fucking thing in here. Look.
Oh,
No,
yeah?
I do, I swear to God. Last time, look, impressive stuff. It's crazy. I was like, damn. But, yeah, no, of course, obviously, listen, Joe is a big guy.
Good to hold on to some mementos, right?
Huh?
Good to hold on to some mementos.
It's good to hold on to some brain cells, too.
Yeah, you're right.
You seem to like letting yours go, but okay.
I'll let a few of yours go, too, on the night.
I'm not worried. I got a lot. You haven't got so much left. I got a lot left. Thank God.
If you say so.
Huh?
If
you say so, okay. No, sorry, go on.
Mate, I'm excited for this, man.
Me too. It's great. It's great. You know, I've always wanted to fight the best. Joe's one of the best amateurs the UK's ever had. He went to the Olympics. You know what I mean, I had 7 amateur fights. But I come to fight. That's the great thing about it. I like beating these guys because I feel like if I beat him, I take all of his amateur experience and all of his amateur achievements. So it's great for me.
Yeah, it's great when I put a dent in your head and etc. You know, you got, like, you're a great fighter.
My head's small, bro. It's kind of hard to hit. You know, I got big shoulders and a tiny head. You got a big head. I can close my eye and still hit.
You're quite a big target too, mate. So,
I know.
You know, it's heavyweight boxing. But yeah, you got a lot to bring to the table as well. The power, the experience. You've been in the heavyweight game a bit longer, but you know, it's why we're here, man, to put on entertaining fights, and it is going to be an entertaining fight.
Well, that is a brilliant heavyweight fight. I've just been told I need to apologise for some of the language, Dillian. Just apologies for the language. That will be the main event. I just want to get another quick question in here, because I can't ignore that Dillian White is sat next to Lawrence Okolie here, and a few years ago I saw a sparring video go out saying this is what happens when I slapped about your favourite heavyweight. Lawrence, anything you want to say about that?
What's with that, bro? What's with that, bro? What's with that?
But no, in all seriousness, Dillian's a fight that I've always wanted, and I do think win, lose or draw for him, we should still get on.
Fighting talk, that's what we want. And that's what you're going to get on this show. Heavyweight action at its best. Even fights on paper. I think they got, between all of them, they got a 75% knockout ratio when you add up all the records. This is going to be an exciting night of heavyweight boxing. You can't afford to miss it.
Thank you very much, Frank. Thank you to everyone at this top table. Let's head back to the studio. Back to you, Ade.
Thank you very much, and thank you as well for apologising for the language, Dev, because they were asking me to do it. I was like, no, let Dev do it, let Dev do it. What'd you make of that? That was fun at part?
Yeah, it had its ups and downs.
It was almost simmering, wasn't it?
Had its ups and downs. It was building. It's building to something. I think it's good they've got a bit of time to build into this show. They've got a bit of space between them now, so to let a bit more of that animosity build between the fights, between the fighters. Because we know, like, on the night is a different story. Some of them may be sat there behind the table, may not. Look, not all fighters are great talkers or want to do all the back and forth. But it doesn't take away from their boxing ability on the night and how much of a show they can put on. So, look, this is just the teaser, but we know what all these guys are capable on that table, so we just look forward to the night itself.
Indeed, we do. All right, they're about to do their face-offs. As they're doing that, we've got to remind you, there is so much coming your way on DAZN. Make sure you stay locked in. Doesn't get much bigger than this, does it? Baturbia versus Bivol 2. They run it back February 22nd. I think the greatest fight card we've ever seen. Go to DAZN.com/boxing to buy that one now. Certainly one not to be missed. Are you coming over for that one, Fab?
I might be.
Have you been invited by His Excellency?
He hasn't picked up the phone. He hasn't called me himself. But I might be thinking a training camp myself. So might have to stay here. But if not,
little clues coming out throughout the day. Little clues coming out throughout the day. Some intriguing matchups there. I actually do want to see Okolie versus Dillian White. I wouldn't mind seeing that one.
Yeah, look, you put a lot of those names together and you're getting good fights coming up. But I think that one that's had a little background to it. We always like a little bit of history, a story to a fight. So I think one that you, me, the fans, everyone would be interested in.
Indeed. All right, the big man's here. Dillian White.
The main man himself.
The big one. Wearing the same jacket he said he wore for Zhang versus Joyce. That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Accidental.
Good to see you. Good to see you on a big show as well, Dillian.
Yeah.
For the last few years, we've always seen you on big shows. Obviously, for the last couple of fights, not so big, but now you're back. This is it.
Yeah, the last couple of years have been rough. You know what I mean? I've been just fighting, but my head ain't really been in it. I've just been just doing what I have to do to get by and been surviving, basically. You know what I mean? Most people that walk away from the game and just said, you know what, I'm like, you know what, I got so much unfinished business. I still got a roster of heavyweights to inspire as well and show them and to show people that, you know, if you believe in yourself, work hard, if you can achieve whatever you want.
Yeah, this is almost the wrong time to walk away, isn't it? Because there are so many big fights now. Like, before it was like always that one or two opponents Dillian White could fight. Now, I can list off 10.
It's great, all the promoters working together, and DAZN is doing great. Queensberry's got everyone, so when I was thinking of coming back, they're the first person I spoke to, you know, and took a couple of months to get the deal done, but we got it done, you know.
You look in shape. I'm not fooled by this leather jacket. You look like you're already in shape. Is that a thing for you as well now, to stay in shape during fight camps?
I have to try and stay in shape. I'm not getting younger, and these young guys been punching me up. So, you know, I have to be ready, bro. I have to be ready. The last camp I had, when I was going for AJ, the man here was punching me up. I said, you know what? I'm gonna stay in shape and be ready for him next time.
Fabio, Dillian White's been an inspiration to you, isn't it? Obviously, you've been working alongside Dillian for a few years, and when you were coming up, Dillian was the top man, so he must have inspired you a lot.
Yeah, 100%. When I was coming through, he was just coming off that massive fight with AJ, and watching him, and then being able to spar him, be in the gym with him, just be next to him, spend time around him, and get to, because I was now starting out, so to get to see someone who's at like kind of those top echelons of the boxing scene was massive for me, and obviously it extended an arm and helped me through with my career, and I've taken every opportunity that's come my way. But he's done a lot for me and a lot for boxing as well. He's put a lot in the game of me and other fighters and put on massive shows all across the board. So yeah, look, it's great to see what's going to happen for him in this next little chapter of his career, and once he gets through Joe on the night and see what other big fights out there for him.
On Joe, obviously, look, you know, people still question whether or not Joe is the Joe of before, right? Are you concerned about the fight that he's got planned before you? I mean, there's a fight before you, and I hate when fighters do that. I'm not a fan of that stuff.
I hate it too, but Queensberry is smart. They're not going to give him nobody that's going to... They're going to give him a knockover job, you know, obviously. But it's the heavyweight boxing, and, hey, that's a Joe Joyce problem. That's not a Dillian White problem. As he shows up on April 5th, I don't care. Hopefully you have a hell of a fight and you have a hard fight. Better for me.
Yeah. April 5th will be your second fight this year. Is it a plan to stay busy, Dillian? To play catch-up a little bit?
Well, I want to fight 3 times this year. You know, April 5th and then another 2 times. I need to be busy because inactivity has killed my career over the last couple of years. It's like fight and then...
nothing.
A potential fight and then nothing. And then it's very hard. It's like I just been walking the wilderness in my mind. You know, I mean, I have been training, but it's different, man. It's like I'm just training to be mentally sane instead of training for a purpose. You know what I mean? You know, you train and you get into shape. It's completely different when you have a goal. You know what I mean?
I like the way you looked at me and said in shape. You looked at me. Did you see that?
Listen, I might not be in front and center of the game, but I still keep up to date with it. I see what you do. I see what you've done.
Thank you.
Good work, bro.
Yeah, but honestly, good luck April 5th. It is so good to see your name as the headline act as well. Again, I've been watching boxing and you've just been headline act. So it's now good to see you headline act. I mean, as you were there on Saturday, Co-op Live, when it's full, that place is bouncing.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic new arena.
It's like an improved O2 arena. It reminds me of O2, but like a
better version. It is, right? A better version.
Yeah,
newer version.
You saw it on Saturday night, like with what the fans that Chisora brings out. Like for this fight card, for all the names on there, it's going to pack it out. It's going to really fill it, and that place is going to be bouncing.
Surely, Chisora Whyte trilogy.
God willing,
surely.
Man. God willing, you know, but I didn't mean I'm just focused on Joe just because Joe is no mug.
Yeah.
Joe is like a computer. You put the codes in and he just... that's literally, you know, and you got to hit him hard and consistently and try not to get hit because he weighs it down. And this kind of guy, if you're not mentally strong, he will take the shots.
He will be there. Unless you can really put him away, he can be there. Yeah.
You know, you keep hitting him and think, oh, nothing's happening. But I got a little something for him.
Interesting. All right, so much content coming your way on DAZN. Not just the big fights, we've got content behind the scenes as well. And this Ariel and Ade show every Tuesday, 10 o'clock GMT.
Hey everyone, I'm Ariel.
Great show. It is a great show. Make sure you tune into that. Make sure you tune into this as well. Unification in the welterweight division. Jaron Ennis takes on Amionta Stanionis. What a fight that is. Number 1 versus number 2 for me in the division. And this one, well, we've been waiting for it for 2.5 years. It finally happens April 26th, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. They had to get a picture of Conor Benn looking mean as well, didn't they? They got a normal picture of Chris Eubank and a mean-looking Conor Benn.
I think whenever the camera comes out, Conor puts on his mean face. I think it's probably hard to find one of him. I'm looking smiley and happy.
I met him in the Caribbean shop the other day smiling. He doesn't always look like that. Good to see Dillian White back. And I mentioned the fact that he kind of did bring you through, Thomas Carty through as well. And he was like the big dog in the room. It's good to see him back.
Yeah, look, he did. I owe so much of my career to him because I was fighting these small hall shows. I was nowhere near a show like this, nowhere near a TV screen or a camera or anything like that at all. And he picked me out and said, look, I'm going to help you, guide you through, all the while, really like you say, being at that top end of his career himself, fighting them massive shows, fighting on them massive cards, headlining shows, topping bills. I remember when my first fight with him, was Whyte Chisora 2.
Wow.
And I was like,
what a fight that was.
And I remember when I signed with him, I went with him, and literally a few weeks before that, he was like, are you in shape? Are you ready? I was like, I'm ready to go. He's like, all right, cool. Whyte Chisora 2, you and me, you're fighting on the card. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, no worries. And from then, I've just taken every opportunity that's been put in front of me that we as a team have been able to put together. So when I say that he's given a tremendous amount to boxing, I don't just mean in the ring, because he has. You can look back through his catalogue of fights, but also to the likes of what he's done with me, what he's doing now with Thomas Carty as well, and what he plans to keep doing with heavyweights and with other fighters coming through.
Difficult question, this one, because you are so close. I know that not just, as you say, from a business standpoint, but your friends as well. How much left in Dillian? Is there still the big fights out there? I mean, are we just now looking at fun fights? Or are we really talking about him potentially going on a run to challenge for big belts?
Well, I think if Chisora is anything to go by, then
that's a good answer.
Then the world is oyster, isn't it? Because like Chisora with his fight of the weekend, obviously got himself in line for a world title shot again, so it can happen. And I think Dill has got plenty more in the tank, plenty more big nights and big fights, big occasions. They're there. I think you need the right dance partner. You need the right guy across from the ring for you. He said himself there, he's been a bit on and off, and when the opponent doesn't get you excited, I know as a fighter to be excited about a fight. I know you to look and they go, right, you're fighting this guy, and you go, okay, I need my A game, I need to be switched on, and that brings out a different side to you and a different performance and a different way you train and stuff. So when he's fighting these kind of any kind of guys and left and right kind of guys, then I can imagine, he's not too excited about it. But a Joe Joyce is going to get you going, is going to want you running out of this place and running straight to the gym. Yeah,
I like it. Joe Joyce, Co-op Live, great undercard as well. I think it's fair to say Dillian White is back, and obviously the big news today as well, the big news that you can see behind us, it is now Queensbury and DAZN from April 5th. What a first show to kick things off with. I didn't get a name from Fabio Wardley, but now we're part of the same team. I'll get that name. That name
I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I'm around. I'm here. Don't worry. I'll give you plenty more opportunities to poke at me.
I like Fabio. Thank you very, very much. Thank you guys for watching as well. We'll see you for the big one, April 5th.